welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How you doing? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great. I'm hearing a siren in the background of where I live right now. I don't know if you hear it, but I hear it, and it's a little distracting, so I'm going to mention it. Doing the podcast for a third week in a row in the city, in my apartment, instead of where I usually do it, where the lighting is better, where the framing is easier, where it's easier just to jump into the podcast. I'm here because I'm still adjusting to my schedule. I'm still trying to figure out when I can sleep and when I can do things. You know what I'm saying? I was like, do I want to go to where I usually shoot the podcast and set it up and like not even need to set it up, just immediately do it? Do I want to take an hour-long train ride and have to wake up at 9 a.m. to do the podcast in a place where it'll look better and be better? Or do I want to have 3 more hours of extra sleep and have another makeshift podcast to put out? I'll pick the makeshift podcast, dude. I will pick most things like after sleep. I will pick sleep before most of anything in my life. I mean, this is not an original bit. I think a comedian, I think Louis has done a bit where he's like, what does he say? Where he's like, I've said fuck you to whole careers because I wanted to sleep in. I have done the same, dude. I have ended friendships because I wanted to sleep. I've made plans with people early morning and then said, I know I love that guy, but I can never talk to him again if it means I get 9 hours of sleep instead of 6. Multiple friends of mine, not even one, multiple friends of mine are no longer my friend because I felt like, when I got up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten up. The alarm has gone off. I've woken up. I've thought to myself, I could get out of bed right now and go to the thing I'm supposed to, and instead I place my hand back on the pillow and go, fuck you, John. I put my head back on the pillow and go, I don't even really like Jared that much, so what does it fucking matter if I don't go to brunch right now? If I don't fucking go and meet him at the bookstore? Why the fuck did I agree to go to the bookstore at 10 in the morning? I don't even like books. I mean, I like books, but not enough to not get an extra 30 minutes of sleep, you know? Anyway, so that's why I'm doing the podcast here. It doesn't look how I would want it to, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully you're listening to it and not looking at it. But what are you going to do? Anyway, things have been good. I guess things are fine. I don't know. I was walking to work today and I saw this ad that said, you weren't born to do expense reports. There are all these ads that are like, you weren't born to do this. You shouldn't. Why waste your time on that? There's all these ads that are about like, there's only so much time in your life, so you should hire us to do the mundane shit for you. Which makes sense, and it's all good and well, but it's also a weird thing because it was like, you weren't born to do expense reports, so we're gonna do them for you. So they're like, you weren't born to do expense reports. And the idea of the ad is like, who wants to do fucking expense reports? Nobody. Nobody is born to do them. If you have to spend your time doing that, it's a waste of time and a waste of your life. So we're going to do them for you. What? The thing that we're telling you is so worthless to do that you should hire somebody else to do it and waste their life doing it. That's us, dude. We're all depressed over here and we want to kill ourselves. Let us do your expense reports. And then you're walking to work seeing you weren't born to do expense reports. And I'm like, yeah, and I also wasn't born to do the job I'm walking to right now. Most of us, like that ad doesn't help anything. That ad doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. It just bums everybody out. It's a collective bummer. And I don't want to see it on the morning while I walk to a job that I definitely was not born to do. And I definitely don't feel like going to right now. You know? Pick a better ad. Have the ad be like, hey, man, expense reports are fucking stupid, but we like doing them. We should do them for you. You don't like doing your expense reports, but we do. Call us up. Don't get into some weird... Every advertisement is trying to get deeper than it needs to be. You don't need to bring up the issue of what is my life meant for? Why are you bringing up that philosophical of a question in an expense reports ad? Okay? I don't want to think about my thoughts and dreams when I'm reading an ad about something I don't even fucking need, you know? Anyway, those are the ads I see. I also saw I keep seeing Dear Evan Hansen ads, which I didn't know. I thought Dear Evan Hansen was just... I didn't watch the play. I never saw the play. I heard it was very great. I heard it was an amazing, magnificent play. I shot a lot of things with Broadway kids when I was doing freelance gigs. I shot some stuff with Broadway kids who they would sing songs from it or perform songs from it. Seemed like a cool play about a child who's coming of age, a classic coming of age story. You know, I like Perks of Being a Wallflower. Maybe I would like Dear Evan Hansen too if I was a little bit younger. It seems cool. But then the movie's coming out, and I didn't realize that the movie is a sequel to Jack. I didn't realize that Dear Evan Hansen is about a kid with Jack disease, and he's in high school as a 32-year-old man. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was about a 32-year-old, 14-year-old kid in high school trying to figure out if he can actually have a childhood before he dies of old age senior year. I didn't know that that's what the movie was about. I didn't know Dear Evan Hansen was a stealth reboot to Jack. I didn't know that. And listen, man, that's cool that they're doing that, but like Robin Williams isn't around, so I don't know who they're going to get the cameo, but they better be careful, dude. I loved Jack as a kid, but you rewatch it now and the Cos is in it and you're like, "Damn, dude, I wish this guy was not in this movie." And now Robin Williams is dead and they're rebooting Jack via Dear Evan Hansen, and now the Cos is out of jail. I'm just saying, dude, don't fucking... Nostalgia isn't worth it on this one. That's not the type of nostalgia I'm looking for, dude. Let's not... Okay? You're already matching Jack in spirit. You don't have to bring characters back, okay? It's not going to be the same impact as when we saw Han Solo in the new Star Wars series. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to hit a little different to see the Cos than it was to see Harrison Ford. You know? What a weird fucking movie Jack is. Okay, I understand Dear Evan Hansen is not an actual... It is, though. It is, though. I understand that it's not, but it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Dear Evan Hansen, at this point, they made the decision, and I don't know what the decision is. Maybe in that same position, I would make the decision that the guy did. I think the guy starring in it is the creator of the play. But he's too old now to play himself in high school, you know what I'm saying? But also I get it that he wants to play that role and he wants to, like, you know, artistically express that, and I get it, dude. It's about him, but then again, you're too old now, dude. It's like Crashing, man. When Crashing came out, Pete Holmes is playing an open micer. We know you're not 20, dude. We know you're old, bro. Like, we know, dude. We know, dude. Dear Evan Hansen, we know you're 35 or whatever you are. We know you're older than 17, dude. And the way you dress in that movie does not help. You're dressed like a 42-year-old man. You look older than you do in natural life. I've seen this dude not in this movie, and he's hip as fuck, dude. He could pass for 20 when he's walking around day to day. But in this movie, the way they dress him up like a nerd, I guess, he looks 47. And also, I heard that like they de-aged him. What, with CGI? Do it with the clothes first, man. Make him dress younger. We really want him to be a nerd. I really want him to wear this fucking shitty sweater and have this long curly hair. Yeah, I don't know, but it makes him look really old. I don't give a fuck. De-age my skin. What? I don't think the de-aging of your skin is going to help your prominent jaw structure. You don't have the jaw of a child, okay? Anyway, man. Jack is a weird movie. Do you guys remember Jack? Jack is about I think it's about, is it progeria disease? There's that disease where you get old fast, like you age very rapidly, but in real life you look like Sim Fuckus. If you don't know who Sim Fuckus is, that like, look him up, dude. But I think it's progeria. I think that's what it's called, or progeria. But it's a disease that you have a very, like, people look a certain way when they have it. They don't look like they don't age like they don't look 40 when they're 10. They just look like their body grows in weird ways. Like they usually have like bigger heads and they're like thin, and I can't describe it. You gotta see an image of it. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I think the movie is like about that disease, even though it's not. It's like a weird magical version of it. Jack is like, Benjamin Button, where it's not a real disease, but like they treat it in the movie like it is. But in Jack, they treat it like they treat it as if like that's a real disease someone can have, but it isn't, dude. There's no disease that makes you turn into Robin Williams when you're 13. It's not a real thing. But if you rewatch that movie, it's fucked. Bill Cosby, like, is his teacher, I think. He's like his tutor, because at first Jack is a stay-at-home. He's getting homeschooled because his mom doesn't want to like let him go. His mom doesn't want to let him go and be a part. She doesn't want him to have an actual social life. Like they think she's worried. But in the movie, they make it seem like you think it's going to be like, well, she's worried about how the world's going to react to him. But really it's like, no, she just doesn't want her kid to leave the house. Like she just is going to miss her child. It's weird as fuck, dude. It's very weird. They don't get too deep into it, but maybe part of the fact that he's a grown man makes her miss him more. I don't know, dude. It's weird. And then Bill Cosby's the one to be like, you got to let him out of the house. And you're like, Cosby, why are you giving good advice right now? Maybe when we watched this at the time, we were cool with you giving good advice. Now that I'm rewatching it, I don't want to hear good advice from you, bro. I don't even want you to be in this movie, dude. You're bumming me out. And then next thing you know, he hangs out with the kids in the attic. These kids are not the attic. These kids have a treehouse, and fucking Robin Williams goes in the treehouse with these children, and they're all looking at porn together. And you're like, I get that Robin Williams is playing a young kid in this movie, but in the reality of this movie, it's just Robin Williams like looking at porno mags with children. And then somehow the teacher gets invited up by Jack, a.k.a. Robin Williams, and then they're all in the treehouse, and because Bill Cosby and Jack are fucking adults, the treehouse comes crashing to the ground. But also, why the fuck is Bill Cosby hanging out with a bunch of kids, Robin Williams with a fucking aging disease, and a bunch of porn magazines? And then they're like eating a bunch of worms and shit and puking. The movie is insane, dude. And I love it. I do love the movie. I do. I love it, dude. It's sad even though it's stupid as fuck. Also, it's directed by Francis Ford Coppola. What, dude? It's directed by literally one of the greatest directors of all time. The guy who made The Godfather Part 1 and 2, he made Apocalypse Now. This same guy made a movie where Robin Williams is in 10th grade. It doesn't seem possible. I was thinking about that today because I was looking at Paul Schrader films, and I was like, and a lot of people don't remember Jack, which how the fuck can you not remember something? Did you hear what I just said? The guy who made The Godfather made a movie about Robin Williams playing a 10th grader. There's a scene where he goes on a date with one of the kid's mothers, and the kid's mother is played by the nanny, dude. So you're watching this scene and you're like, damn, dude, she's so hot and I would love to date her. But also Robin Williams is a child and she is a pedophile in this scene. And then she makes out with him and says, you kind of remind me of my son. She says some weird shit like that. And you're just like, what, dude? Then why did you make out with him if he seems so sweet like a child, dude? Also, the movie is positing that the only reason why this man is so sweet is because he's a kid. So the movie is kind of saying like, yeah, women should fuck kids. Dude, it's a fucked up movie. Jack is a pro-pedophile movie. It's fucked up. No, it's not. It's not actually that. It's a good movie, dude. I swear. But also, I'm a sucker for anything Robin Williams. I've said this on the podcast. I love Hook. Hook is one of my favorite movies of all time, dude, and I will defend it forever. This guy at my work said, we were like doing something, and he just said, "You're doing it, Peter," and I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! Is that from Hook?" And then he laughed, and I was like, "Dude, I'm at home here." I'm gonna be honest, dude. When he said that, I was like, you know what? This might have been a good job to pick. I might be in the right place. If they're doing Hook references casually at work right now, damn, dude, I've arrived. If I could just learn to fucking go to sleep before 2 a.m. It's fucking insane. On the weekend, I'll go to bed at 5 a.m, wake up at noon or 1. How many hours of sleep is that? 12? I'm going to count it. I have one friend who every time I have to fucking count something off, she gets so pissed at me. But at the same time, I go, listen, if you're not going to give me the answer, I'm going to count it off. She's like, just do it in your head. And I go, no, dude. It's easier for me to do it out loud. Do I look like a child? Yeah, but so did Robin Williams when he was in high school in that movie. And I like Robin Williams. He's one of the greatest performers of all time. So you're just saying that I look like Robin Williams. So fuck you. Joke's on you. I look cool as shit. But 12 to 1 to 2 to 3, 5 a.m. to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 1. So I guess that's 9 hours, 5, 6, or 8 hours. 8 hours, that's a perfect amount of sleep. Then during the week I get 6 hours. I guess that's fine. I can't go to sleep before 2, man. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I wish I could. Every fucking day, I try and go to bed at even if I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed at midnight. I get in bed at midnight. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be on the computer. I'm gonna be doing something till 2 a.m. So what the fuck is the point, really? Why do we have to wind down before bed? I wish you had a switch you could just click your brain off, right? Wouldn't that be sick? When there's like Cyberpunk, when you see that game Cyberpunk 2077 and people talk about the future, they talk about like, ooh, you get robotic arms that make you jump. I want a switch in my neck that makes me fall asleep immediately. That's what I want. I want something that in the middle of the conversation I could go, oh, really? And power the fuck down so I don't have to hear a goddamn word he says. Or something that turns off my brain but like my eyes are still open. So I'm getting the sleep that I need, but it looks like I'm paying attention to somebody. And then after 15 minutes, it switches on automatically. Like, you can set a timer, and you can also make it activate upon boring conversation. Like, it hears trigger words. Like, you're talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden they hear, they say, you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden they say, well, actually, and then it goes, activating in 3, 2, 1. Calculating 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes goes by, and I told her, like, that's not even what I was saying. Do you know what I'm saying? And you go, yeah, totally. And they go, you always understand. That's what I want, man. I want technology that makes me immediately go to sleep. I want something to replace fucking sleeping pills. This is how people get hooked on sleeping pills. They have a job they don't like. They need to fucking go to sleep, and they can't, so they start taking sleeping pills. And then every night they're like, well, I got to get a good night's sleep, and my brain won't allow me to fall asleep earlier than 2 o'clock in the morning, so let me just get hooked on these fucking pills, dude. Anyway. Taco Bell has chicken now. Damn, dude, it's so easy to get hooked on pills. Anyway, Taco Bell has like a fried chicken taco now. Let's talk about that. I was so pissed that they stopped serving nacho fries. And then what do they serve right when nacho fries are gone? Right when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I was watching H3, and they were trying out some fried chicken on some like pita bread or some weird shit. And I was like, what is that? And then they're like, oh, it's from Taco Bell. And I was like, from Taco Bell? I go there all the time, dude, for those nacho fries. The fuck are they talking about? Next thing I know, there's no more nacho fries. And I forgot about the chicken sandwich, the fried chicken taco, because I was so angry. And then today I remembered, oh shit, they got the fried chicken taco. And then I tried it, and the moment I ate it, I was like, I'm in big fucking trouble, man. I'm in big trouble. The girl on H3, Ian's girlfriend, I'm blanking on her name, but she was talking about, or they were talking about for her. They were like, you eat fried chicken all the time. She's like, no, I don't. And they're like, how many days a week did you get this? And she's like, I probably got it 5 times this week or 4 times this week. And I'm not going to throw shade at her because I might do that this week. I don't know. I got 2 of them. It was not enough. I got 2 of them, a burrito, and a Doritos Locos Tacos. I'm trash, dude. I needed 3 more. I'm gonna gain 42 pounds. And it's gonna be all courtesy of fried chicken tacos from Taco Bell. Thanks a lot, dude. Thank you for making me taste something delicious, but also fuck you for making me get diabetes. I don't know. Dude, that's the thing. People don't get it, man. People who don't understand how good it is to eat a fried chicken taco, I'll never relate to you on any real level. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people who don't understand what it means to crave a quarter pounder with cheese and then eat a quarter pounder with cheese, and that feeling right after you eat it, where it's just like sitting in your stomach, but it hasn't made you feel like complete shit yet. It's just chilling inside of you. That moment where your craving is fucking completely satisfied. People who don't understand that moment and chase that moment, I don't connect with you on any level. And I kind of don't like you. I don't. Because why are you trying to act like you're above that? And also, you do get it. Because how many people who don't do that with fast food, but they'll do something else? They'll be chocolate, or they'll smoke, or whatever the fuck. They'll have some other vice where they understand it completely, but because I'm talking about fast food, they're like, you're fucking gross. Nah, dude, I'm fucking fun. I've never met a fun person who didn't eat fast food. That's a fact. That's a 100% fact. I'm willing to stake my entire life on that. I've never met a single person who was fun to be around who didn't eat fast food. I'm willing to guarantee you that if you met somebody and they said to you, I've never eaten a cheeseburger at McDonald's, they are a bummer of a person. I guarantee you that even if you like that person and they're a good person and they're a friend of yours, there have been times in your relationship where you've thought to yourself, man, can you just fucking chill out? Can you fucking not, dude? Even if you love that person and they're your best friend, I guarantee you if you're best friends with a person who does not crave a Wendy's double hamburger or double cheeseburger, whatever the fuck you want to call it, a 2-pattied Wendy's burger, if you have a friend who never craves that, then I guarantee you in your relationship you've thought to yourself, sometimes you fucking suck, dude. And one of the times is them not wanting to get McDonald's or whatever the fucking the fast food is. Just eat up, man. Eat poorly. Just do it every once in a while. It's fun. It's fun. It's good for your soul to eat shit. It is. Have a cookie, man. If you're at the point where and I'm not talking about if you have something wrong with you or your doctor advises you not to eat a certain thing or if you're in an unhealthy position. I'm talking about like I meet healthy people who are doing very well, killing it health-wise. They won't eat a cookie. Eat the cookie. Okay? If you're 110 pounds, eat the cookie, man. You'll enjoy it. It'll relieve a little bit of stress. I promise. Also, if you're not eating certain food because you're worried about like your skin breaking out, stop that shit. Stop that shit right now, dude. Eat what you want to eat. Let your skin get a little fucked up. It's fine. If someone's going to not like you because you have a pimple, fuck that guy. Or fuck that girl, whoever that person is. If anything, you should eat Oreos and break out so that the person who doesn't like you because of a couple of fucking pus holes, you're going to weed them out. Anybody who's going to straight up not talk to you because of pimples, fucking, you want to weed those out of your life. So you better start chowing down on Taco Bell and start scaring away the haters, dude. All right. That's it. The timer just went off. I don't know if this camera went off yet, but I'll see you guys in the second half. All right, I'm back. Yeah, yeah, dude. Just blew my nose. That's how powerful my nose blowing is. I just got completely derailed and thrown off. As soon as I sat down here, I was like, wait, what was I going to say? So much snot has left my face that I don't even know what the fuck I was going to say. I guess I got a couple things. With this job, dude, everything leaves my brain immediately. I can't remember a single story. I can't remember anything that happens from day to day. And the weekends are a blur. It's dope, dude. It's dope not sleeping. It's so fucking tight to not sleep. You don't remember anything. You can't focus on anything. It's cool, man. It's so tight. No, I was hanging out with did I talk about this last week? Dude, I was in a packed bar. Fuck, I can't remember if I said this or not because of the sleep deprivation, which is tight. But whether I said it or not, I'm going to say it again. This needs to be said. Even if I said this last week, it's fine to say it again because it's an important point of information. I was in a packed bar and like literally wall to wall packed, which is cool during COVID, huh? It is funny. You'll be in a lot of moments right now where you're like, we still are in a pandemic. But this is cool, I guess. I don't know. It's very strange, the boundaries now of like, if it's the weekend, the pandemic does not exist somehow. I mean, it does, and people will still get sick from it. But for some reason, if it's the weekend, you go to a bar and they go, let's get a DJ, and then it's wall-to-wall people dancing, no masks. They check at the door. They go, are you vaxxed? You go, yeah, I'm vaxxed. And then, but then in your head, you're like, yeah, but still, like, people are getting it even with the vaccine. So what? So I don't know if this is really going to do anything. And then also you think about it, like, people are getting it still, even if they're vaccinated. And then, so then really what it, like, so then really what is it then? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a couple of friends who have gotten it again, but they have the vax card, and then they go to the place and they're like, here's my vax card. But you could have COVID right then and there, even though you have a vax card. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, they shouldn't check for it. I mean, it is good to check for it because you are technically less likely to get it if you have the vaccine. But at the same time, it's like, you really can't stop negligence, or you can't stop just people going, I'm good. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, like, people don't have to inform you of things. You never know who's not informing you of things. You never know who's not telling you, like, you never know who has it and they don't even know because they didn't even get checked. And sometimes you're the person who you're like a little bit sick and you're like, well, I don't have that. And then you're walking around, you might have it. I don't know. It's nuts. Anyway, I was in a packed bar. I don't know. What I think. I've been thinking that lately. I've just been thinking about that a lot. I'm like, damn, dude. Like, because the pandemic has made people cautious in a lot of ways, but also it had people behave how they're going to behave. And a lot of the way we operated with sickness before is how we still operate with it. Where it's like, I'm sick, but it's fine. I'm sick, but it's fine, I feel like is the normal way that people think. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's what it is. And jobs. There are jobs where they're like, you should get tested every week. And then but then they don't enforce it. They're like, well, you can if you want to. And then you're like, well, what's going on? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it should be that it's enforced across the board or if it's not. I don't know what it is, but the weird halfway in and out is confusing and irritating. That's all I'm saying. If I'm working at a place, I would like them to either be like, you don't need to get tested, or they're like, you got to get tested every week. I don't want them to be like, hey, you can't, maybe? And then somebody else working there is like, hey, you aren't getting tested every week? And you're like, I didn't know I was supposed to. And they're like, oh, well, I do. And you're like, are we supposed to do that? And then you email and you're like, hey, can I get a test? And they don't respond. And then you're like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? What's going on here? Is everyone fucking with me? But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about was... I was in a packed bar, being responsible. I was in a packed bar. Everyone was dancing, going wild. And in this packed bar where, first of all, this packed bar is a dive bar. It's a skater's dive bar, which on the weekdays is empty. It's an empty, chill fucking dive bar that I enjoy being in. And on the weekends, they bring a DJ there, and then everybody on the block enters the bar. That's all it takes. That's all it fucking takes. People who don't like dive bars all cram into this fucking bar so that they could sing Smash Mouth together. That's what they do. So that they can fucking sing the lyrics to a Britney Spears song. You play Britney down the block, and every fucking 28-year-old is going to come in and try and fuck somebody. That's what's going to happen, and that's what happens at this bar. They ignore all the fucking graffiti, the fact that it's a punk bar, and like the bathroom handle is literally a pair of trucks from a skateboard. They forget all that shit. They're just like, no, dude, this is a club right now. This is a fucking club, dude. Damn, what's that, Drake, dude? I'm gonna fuck, dude. That pedophile's making me want to fuck a adult, dude. Something about Drake, dude. Something about Drake makes women want to fuck adults. Something about that guy who fucks kids makes women want to fuck adults. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, in this bar, on a TV, somehow, some way, on regular fucking cable, there was a TV on in the background playing The Dark Knight. And in the midst of this chaos, there were beautiful women around. There were people. I was literally dancing with friends of mine. And in the midst of all this, I see Heath Ledger as the Joker on screen, and I can't help but watch. And I was like, damn, that's a testament to how fucking incredible this movie is. Like, really, if that is a testament to how good a movie is. And again, I don't know if I brought this up last week, but it's such a fucking testament to how good that movie is that I'll bring it up every week. I don't give a shit. Like, Christopher Nolan should really be proud that in the middle of a packed bar, on a night where I'm very horny, we're all very horny, we're all looking to fuck each other, and there's tons of people around trying to fuck. In the midst of all that, I see Heath Ledger in Joker makeup and Christian Bale growling, and I can't help but have my eyes glued to the fucking screen. I look over and I'm like, oh, dude, it's a boat. It's the fucking boat scene, dude. What, am I going to not watch the boat scene? Come on, dude. And then I was upset every time a commercial happened. I was fucking upset. In the midst of this social event, a woman was fucking trying to talk to me. And I was like, I can't, dude. I can't. Two-Face is about to fucking kill Gordon's son. I can't right now. I can't go home with you tonight. I need to watch Christian Bale be the hero we deserve for the 47th time in my life. I love that movie, man. I only hated that movie one time, and it was when a friend of mine, or not even a friend, somebody I knew in high school, he loved the movie so much that he told me one time the movie came on, and for whatever reason the picture wasn't working, but the movie was so good that he just listened to it all the way through. And that made me hate the movie for a second. But really, I didn't hate the movie. I hated that kid. Because shut the fuck up. Because first of all, you didn't do that. I don't believe that you just sat there and listened to it. And also, second of all, if you did do that, that's stupid. It's a movie, dude. It's a movie for a reason. Okay? It doesn't work as a podcast. I understand that you're giving the movie a compliment, but at the same time, you're insulting the movie by not fixing your fucking TV to watch the beautiful images that were made for you, that were made to pair with this fucking audio. Christopher Nolan I don't think he would feel delighted that you didn't see what he wanted you to see. Oh, you just listened to it? Oh, that's great, man. No, I think he'd be like, well, why didn't you just... Your TV wasn't... What do you mean? I don't understand what you're even saying. The picture went out on your TV? What are you talking about, man? I don't know. It just seemed like a fake thing that made him seem like he loved the movie more than other people. It was annoying. The Dark Knight, man. The only other movie that could get me looking at the TV like that is probably Mad Max. Same thing. They're the same movie to me. Or they're the two of them. I mean, the two of them are the only movies I've seen 5 times in the theater. Each of those movies I saw 5 times in a fucking theater. And it's because they're such watchable movies. That's really what it is. There are great movies, there are good movies, there are bad movies, and there are watchable movies. Like just movies that you cannot look away from. Because some amazing movies, some of my favorite movies of all time, I can't watch every fucking night. But if you told me The Dark Knight is the only movie you could ever watch again, I'd be like, all right, man, that's fine. You could throw it on in a fucking crowded bar and I'll watch it. That's how good it is. Oh shit, I didn't put the timer on. Wait 1 sec. Okay, 1 sec. Fuck, I fucked up. All right. Sorry, I didn't put the timer on. I want the camera to go off. But yeah. What I was going to talk about was this guy, me and my friend hung out with a group of friends recently. I love them all. But one of the people who's part of the group of friends, I don't really know him that well. I met him once before. He fucking bothered the shit out of me. He's one of those people. I don't like people who... He's like the kid who's like, I sat there and listened to all of The Dark Knight. You're just immediately like, no, you didn't, dude. You didn't do that. And if you did, that's stupid. I'm not impressed by that. I don't like when people say things to impress you and they're things that are just said to be said because some asshole is impressed by it. Do you know what I'm saying? This kid, we're just sitting there and he starts talking about the first thing he says is, we're just talking, and we weren't even talking about politics. We weren't talking about anything. We were just talking about some stupid shit, and then all of a sudden he was talking about how he went to Saratoga or something, and then he was like, yeah, dude, and he's like, yeah, it's weird being back here though, cause like it was cool to be in Saratoga, but it's weird being back here and people like don't have masks and stuff. I don't know. It's like weird. I know that people are like vaccinated and stuff, but I don't know. It's weird. But like honestly, if certain people die, like I don't care. Like if it's conservatives dying, like we need more conservatives to die anyway. Like as many conservatives as possible. I'll fucking love if I cause a conservative's death. And I was just like, dude, who are you saying this for? Like why are you saying this to us? Why are you saying this right now? Okay? Because first of all, like I have conservatives in my family. I'm not a conservative, but I have conservatives in my family. I don't want them to die. I prefer them not to die. So what are you saying, dude? You're just you're making a blanket statement of people you don't fucking... What are you talking about, dude? You're reducing everyone down to their politics and that you want them to die? Even if that's what you're saying, I don't know what you want me to do. Am I supposed to be impressed by that? I'm not your fucking Tinder date, dude. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that was like something that he says to people on a first date to show how woke he is. And I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, fuck. But like, why are you saying that to us? To people who know you already and to 2 strangers who don't like you already. And also, it's an annoying thing to say because he can do that, dude. He can just kill conservatives if you want. You can do that. And so I said to him, I go, you could kill conservatives, man. And he's like, what? I was like, dude, just buy a gun. I mean, if you really want to, you could just buy a gun and start killing conservatives. Like, you don't have to. What do you mean, dude? Fucking put your money, dude. You're all talk right now. You got to fucking do some work. And me and my friend start saying this, and my friend starts getting kind of aggressive towards him, but he's doing a bit, but the kid is like, doesn't really know what's happening. He's like, you could kill conservatives. You should do it. Do it, dude. And then he was like, oh, it's hard to get a gun in New York. I was like, well, why? You were just in Saratoga. What do you mean? Go to Texas, get a gun. Go to Texas, that's where the conservatives are. Go to Texas, get a gun, and start fucking taking people out to the woods and kill it. Like, you can do that so easily, dude. You could make that your life's mission. And we're saying that to him, and we're kind of just fucking with him, but we're trying to, in a fun way, and he gets like upset. Like, he gets quiet, and it's like annoyed. Which made me even more annoyed, because I'm like, yeah, dude, now you're just upset because you were serious about what you said, but not even serious about it. You were just like, this is an impressive thing I'm gonna say, and you guys should all, what are we gonna applaud? I don't know what the fuck you wanted us to do. And so then we keep talking, and then he's talking about gentrification, because he grew up in Park Slope, right? Which, shut the fuck up, dude. He said something about like, oh yeah, all you motherfuckers are moving down here and like driving the rent up. And I was like, first of all, I don't live in Brooklyn. I wouldn't mind living there. It's a nice place. But I live in Manhattan, dude. I'm not trying to. I agree that gentrification is fucked. I'm not trying to participate in it. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you do, but I'm just, and also, dude, this whole kid's family is from the Midwest, so like he is gentrifying. What the fuck are you? You are a gentrifier, dude. So anyway, so then I start saying to him, so then somehow out of nowhere he brings up like, we're not even talking about cops, and somehow he brings up cops, and he's like, dude, I would eat cops. And again, we're like, where the fuck did this come from? What are you talking about? And I just look at him when he says that. Dude, I'd fucking eat a cop. I'd eat a cop if I could. And I literally look at him and I go, you could do that. You could 100% eat a cop. You could do that. What are you talking about? You could buy a gun, kill conservatives that happen to be cops, and fucking eat them, dude. That could be your life. What are you talking about? You're giving us all the ingredients to a life you don't actually want to live. So why are you saying that to us? I'm not someone you met on Coffee Meets Bagel, dude. And then again, he got annoyed. He got mad at us. He's like, oh, I'm not funny enough to be able to keep up. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's kind of like insulting us by calling us fun. Like, he's trying to like, I don't know what he's saying. And also, he's dating somebody who's very funny. So I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about. He dates someone very funny. I don't know, but he was bumming me out. And then on top of all that, me and my friends start to notice he keeps like looking like randomly at people. And the first people he looks at, it's this black couple, and they have like a bunch of beach equipment or something. And he like looks at them very like aggressively. And at first I'm like, why is he looking? Like, I look over like, why is he looking at them? And I'm like, oh, well, they have beach equipment. That's a little weird. I mean, it is getting colder. Might be a weird day to go to the beach. But I don't know why you're looking so aggressively. And my friend also was noticing this. And then like a Mexican family walks by, and he darts his head again, and then he locks his bike up. And then me and my friend are just like, dude, fuck you, dude. You're trying to be super woke to us. You're trying to be super woke to people who aren't against you. Like, it's not brave to be woke in front of me. Like, I'm not somebody who's going to push back on you. I'm not somebody who's going to be like, what the hell? I mean, I guess I pushed back a little bit, but it wasn't even a way of like, why would you want to eat a cop? I was like, you can do that if you want to. If that's your life's goal, you can do that. You know, I could have argued with him, been like, why do you want to eat a person? But I didn't. I did the nicest possible retort. You could do that if you want to. I was supporting his cause, and he got mad about it. And then he's complaining about gentrification, and then he literally is locking his bike based on people being not white around him. Come on, dude. Come on. You're going to have to do better than that, man. If you're going to sit there and say, I would love to kill conservatives, you're going to have to do better than that, than locking your bike up because somebody holding beach equipment walked by. You fucking idiot. Oh, shit. Anyway, I don't have much time left in the pod. Oh, we got 6 minutes. That guy was annoying. Dude, people are dying, man. People are dying. Michael K. Williams died. And I was going to talk about it when it happened, but literally I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was going to record the podcast. I just had heard about it, and I was like, I don't know if I could talk about that right now immediately. And also this podcast, I like to have fun on it and make it funny. But at the same time, I don't know. I've talked about dark things on here, and I don't know. It's not just Michael K. Williams. Norm died too. Norm Macdonald died as well. One of the greatest comedians of all time. One of the funniest people of all time. If you haven't seen Norm Macdonald's podcast, unfortunately, there's a lot of shit. When they got bought by Netflix, their show became owned by Netflix, so you can't find. So it's a lot of like montages and stuff online of the podcast. But whatever montages or clips you can find, watch that. It's super funny. And then also, watch him on Larry King, dude. One of the greatest clips of all time of Norm Macdonald is him on Larry King, and he tells Larry King goes, "What's something that no one that people would be surprised to hear about from you?" And he goes, "Well, that I'm a deeply," and then Norm goes, "Well, that I'm a deeply closeted homosexual." No, he says that I'm a deeply closeted gay man. And then Larry's like, "Wait, what? What do you mean? Wait, you're gay?" And he goes, No, I wouldn't say that. I'm deeply closeted." And he goes, "What are you revealing?" He goes, "I'm not revealing anything." And he goes, "But you said that you're gay, but you're closeted." He goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "But that means you're so gay that you're so far in the closet that," and then Norm goes, that I won't ever say it out loud, that I won't ever admit it." And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Exactly." And they go, "So then you're gay then?" And he goes, Hey, watch it, buddy." And it's just, to me, it's like the perfect example of his comedy of like just doing something that no one else could do, that someone else doing it might be like horribly offensive or weird or not funny. And the way he does it is so fucking funny and clever. I don't know. Rest in peace to fucking both of those people. But I don't know. They were for me, they were both hard. I loved both of them a lot. As I mean, Michael K. Williams is was one of the greatest actors of our time. I mean, him and James Gandolfini transformed television. And Norm is one of the funniest people of all time. He has made millions of people laugh in a way that they have never laughed hearing anyone else. And it's fucked. The way he died, I don't know. See, with Norm, he died of cancer. And for me, that's, it is what it is. You get cancer, man. A lot of people in my family have died of cancer. I've said that on the podcast before. And it was funny. I was talking to somebody, and I was like, he died at 61. He had a great, successful life. And I'm sure he was happy. As happy as you can be. And my friend was like, yeah, but 61 is so young. And I was like, I mean, is it? I don't know. 61 is old to me. And maybe it's because I saw a lot of people die of cancer in their 60s. So to me, I'm like, that's what happens. You get cancer in your 50s and you die in your 60s of cancer. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it might. Most of us are lucky that we don't die. That's being alive. Is being lucky enough to not be dead. That's all of us. The fact that we're alive is that we're lucky enough to not be one of the people who are dead. And it literally is luck. A lot of it. Most of it. There are things you can do to try and live longer, but there's always cancer. There's always a disease that will hit you out of nowhere, and people will literally go, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could have done. Sometimes fate is a cunt. And they deal you shitty cards. So for that, it's like fucked, and it's depressing, but the Michael K. Williams thing is like, it's just so rough. And again, people in my family have died that way as well. Overdosing on heroin. But what happens is you hear he dies, and then you go how, and then you hear he was found alone in his Brooklyn penthouse. I think he was like he was hunched over the coffee table, or like not the coffee table, the dining room table. He was hunched over it, and he was just unresponsive, and it was a heroin overdose. Can't even fucking say it. A heroin overdose. And you're just like, you feel it in your gut. You're just like, fuck, dude. God damn it. The camera's about to go out. I'll do one last part. All right, I'm back. But as I was saying, you just, I don't know. It's interesting because when Philip Seymour Hoffman died in the same way, I was a younger person, so I reacted to it very differently. I was angry at Philip Seymour Hoffman for doing that. I was mad at him. But that wasn't even what I believed. That was what I thought I should believe. Because that's shit that my dad would think. That's somebody doing something like that. And I think that was before my cousins died of it. I think it might have been. I can't remember now. I don't know. I don't know what the timeline was on it. But I do remember that when Philip Seymour Hoffman died of it, I was angry at him, and I thought badly of him. Because he would put himself in a situation where he would do that, or he would waste his life like that. But then I remember when it happened with my cousins, I was like, you know, they were clearly lost. Like, they clearly just were in a bad way. They were in a bad spot. And they became so lost. I mean, the one of them became so lost that he decided to try and get off of it, and that's when he died. And the other one, I mean, we don't know, but it seems like he may have committed suicide from doing it. Because of his brother. He was so upset about his brother. He apparently had told his grandpa, I just want to be with my brother. I just keep thinking I should be with him. I should be with him. And then his grandpa reacted by being like, don't you ever fucking say that. Don't you ever say that. If you ever say that, I'll kill you. That's what he said. Great way to react to your fucking kid. To your fucking grandkid, dude. And then next thing you know, he overdosed as well. I wonder why. And anyway, I'm being shitty now. I'm not putting the blame on the grandpa. But I don't think a good reaction to a suicidal person is to yell, if you kill yourself, I'ma kill you. I don't really think the person's already thinking about dying. I don't think they give a fuck if you're going to do an impossible thing of killing them after they killed themselves. Do you know what I'm talking about? Somebody wishing death upon you when you're telling them, I think I might die, is just going to make the person go, all right, well, might as well die anyway. Anyway. So, and also, being depressed myself or suffering darker, harsher mental states than I have when I was younger in my older age, in my mid-20s, going through a much darker mental time has made me react to shit like this very differently. And now with Michael K. Williams, I see it and I'm like, I just feel sad for him. I just feel bad for him. Not bad in a pitying, like I just feel like, I don't know, it makes you think about people who are close to you. Makes you think about good friends who can be in a bad way sometimes. And you just hope that, because I don't know Michael K. Williams, but you see him as a surrogate for people who you know, and then you're like, I hope I can be there for that person in that time so that doesn't happen. I hope I can prevent friends of mine from doing that. And you also think to yourself, does it never end? It never ends. Anthony Bourdain, I thought that. It never ends, huh? That darkness, it creeps the fuck in, man. A dude with a brilliant career was only going to do more and more good things. But maybe he thinks to himself, what else is there? He's 54 years old. Maybe he thinks that. I don't know. I think that sometimes now. I guess that scares me too. Sometimes now I think that. Of like, yeah, dude, once you're 50, what else are you going to do? Which isn't true. Yeah, I mean, everyone always says, well, when you get older, you don't feel that way. You feel like there's more coming. There's more to life. But then you see people who leave early and you think not everyone thinks that. Some people see it as their time running out. I don't know. I don't know what he thought either. I don't know him. I don't know the guy at all. I just know he's a brilliant actor, and I loved his work, and I am very sad that he's gone. And I don't know. It makes me think of a friend of mine who I know has struggled with that. And every time that I see that he's doing good and that he's still alive, it makes me so fucking happy. And yeah, I don't know. I just hope if I know you and you're listening to this, that's the thing too. You don't know what people do. You don't even know that people. I didn't even know Michael. I didn't even know he had a problem with drugs. I didn't know that. I didn't know Philip Seymour Hoffman did. But why would I? I mean, I don't know them personally. I don't know. I'm trying to think of people I know. Sometimes you don't even know they are doing it. You don't even know what's going on until they're gone. People die so young and so suddenly, and every time it happens like this, I just think like, how the fuck do you stop that? I think of my friend who killed himself. How the fuck do you stop that? Is there just no stopping it? This is just part of life. Is that what it is? And that's hard to accept. That's just part of life. Just people dying so suddenly. Things that seem preventable. Things that, I don't know. You would just wish you could hug the person, You wish you knew him enough to hug him and be like, you're good, man. You're all right. Text me. Hit me up. You feeling like that? Hit me up immediately. But you say that, and it's hard to, it's hard to get to someone to actually do that. People have said that to me. Hit me up when you're in a bad spot. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I've never been in that bad of a spot, and I would hope that if I was in that dark of a moment, I would reach out. I don't know. Maybe it's unpreventable. I don't know. The Norm thing is nuts because he had cancer for 10 years and he told no one. And then it made me think, like, would I tell no one? And then people were talking about it in such an interesting way because they were saying, like, it's brave not to tell anyone. And I do get that. And also I just think that, like, well, you have the cancer, so it's your choice. Like, I love the fact that he didn't tell anyone because he just wanted to remain funny. And he didn't want the jokes to change. He didn't want the comedy to change. He didn't want you to take him in a different way. He did it for the love of the game, dude. He didn't tell anyone for the love of the fucking game. That's how funny of a person he was. That he had cancer and he's like, well, it's gonna make me less funny, or in case of it making me less funny, I'm not gonna tell anyone, even my loved ones. And I can respect that, and I do. But at the same time, I was listening to Bob Saget talk about Norm dying for like an hour. And that seems hard, not knowing. Because you didn't get to be ready for it. It happened so suddenly and out of nowhere. And if you're very close to a person who dies like that, that's wild. I mean, Bob Saget was talking about in the hour-long thing that he was talking about how his last communication with Norm was about a month before Norm died. Norm texted him, was like, hey, how was you touring and stuff? And then Bob Saget responded with like a bunch of shit, and they kind of talked and stopped. And then a week before Norm died, Norm just texted Bob, I love you. And Bob texted it back, and they talked for a little bit, and they stopped. And that made me cry when I heard him say that. I mean, he was crying too on the thing, but I was like, God damn. Because now he knows what that means, what that actually means. And imagine that. Imagine someone you love, a close friend of yours, saying, I love you, and then the next week they're dead from an illness that they never told you about. If it was me, I wouldn't be mad at the person for not telling me. I would respect the fact that they didn't, but I would be devastated because of the fucking shock of it. And it made me think, would I tell someone? Because a lot of times when I'm sick or when I'm in a bad way, I don't tell people. So I could see myself getting cancer or getting an illness and not saying anything. And the worry of people looking at you differently is very real, because people will look at you fucking different. And they will treat you differently. And why would you want to be treated differently? He would have been treated differently for 10 fucking years. Why would you want that? And also, people would have been so ready for him to die that when he finally died, people would be like, well, he was supposed to die a while ago. That's a shitty feeling. That's like my fucking dog, my family dog. They said it was going to die in 6 months. It lived for 2 years. By the end of its life, we were like, are you going to fucking die yet? Like, we got to that point where we'd make jokes. The dog would like do something annoying or be like, dude, aren't you dead yet? And it was a funny thing to say, but then once he was finally gone, now Norm isn't a dog. Norm's a very real, powerful, meaningful human being, but at the same time, we didn't give a fuck about Samson when he went. Or now we didn't give a fuck, but it just wasn't a big deal. And so maybe it's better. You get to and you get to live a full life with that person. You get to live with that person, loving them and seeing them as full of life and awesome. And then they finally go and it's a shock, but at least you never looked at them differently. I don't know. All I know is that guy who I met in Brooklyn is a cunt. Is a racist, fake woke cunt. That's all I know for sure. But yeah, rest in peace to Norm Macdonald and rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. I love both of them, and I thank both of them for their fucking impression on me as a person, and thank you, Norm, for the laughs, and thank you, Michael K. Williams, for expressing yourself in a way where people could truly connect with it. I mean, they both did that. They both expressed themselves in ways where we felt close enough to them to miss them when they're gone. And what else could you fucking possibly want for your life, you know? So, rest in peace to them, to the both of them. They're awesome. I love them. And that dude in Brooklyn's a cunt. All right. No, I love them. They're great. Anyway, that's it for this podcast this week. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. You guys are awesome. Anybody who listened to this, you're fucking dope. That's it. I had a great time as always. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Jake, you're an idiot. Jake, you don't make any sense. Jake, you're a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jake, you suck.